You are listening to episode number 56 of Inspire Your Success podcast. On today's episode, I want to cover one thing: how you can build confidence as a new writer. Coming up. Hi, I'm Michael Leonard, and I built a full-time online writing business that offers me the freedom to never go back to a cubicle and a 9-to-5. If you're like most people, you want to make more money to pay off debt, have more freedom, travel, and actually enjoy your life. Whether you want to earn $500 per month as a side hustle or scale a writing business to 5 figures per month and quit your job, making money as a writer has never been easier. In this podcast, I want to inspire your success as a freelancer and show you how I 10x my income in 1 year and made $20,000 in 1 month as a freelance writer. If I can do it, I know you can too. Thanks so much for being here. All right, thanks again for being here, and welcome back to Inspire Your Success podcast. If you're already a listener, and if you're brand new, thank you so much for being here. I am your host, Michael Leonard, and today is Writing Wednesday, where we talk about some quick and actionable tips to help you make more money writing. So, one of the things that I get a lot from people that are joining my email list and commenting on YouTube and Instagram, a lot of the things I get, I really like to bring back into the show here and really, try and answer your questions and give you some more clarity and action steps to take. And the one today is all about confidence, and this is one that is really, really important. So I'm glad I started to hear this because I hadn't really addressed it as much as I probably should have, because having confidence and understanding how to acquire confidence as a writer can really, really play a big part of your success and or your failure. So let's kind of start with that. So a lot of people, most people when they get started out, are basically a blank slate. Maybe you might have a little bit of experience. Maybe you have absolutely no experience. Maybe you've, used to write a lot in a certain job or even in college, things like that, but you don't really know where to start. And you kind of feel like, well, I'm not really good enough, or I'm not really sure that I can actually deliver content or write good enough. And, that's understanding that, first of all. It's just kind of, I always like to take a step back, and this is why I practice so many different mindfulness and strategies to quiet the mind. Is a lot of times we have so much going on upstairs that we get in our own way and we overcomplicate it. And I think it was 3 or 4 episodes ago I talk about that, is how our brain is always trying to protect us, right? It's really important to always understand that your brain, your mind, whatever you want to call it, is not there to make you thrive. It's there to make you survive. And a lot of times it will implant some little things like, hey, maybe you're not good enough, or don't get out there, don't do this. Like, it'll make you procrastinate and try and kind of sabotage you if you're like most people, because again, it's just trying to keep you safe. So you have to learn how to reprogram that, so that way you can have confidence, you can actually get writing and actually start landing clients and making money online. So the first thing I always say to anyone who's looking to build confidence as a writer is to, one, understand where you're at right now. Is your mind telling you that you're not very good? Have people told you that in the past? Are you just making this up because you're scared or worried about rejection? Like, getting clear is really, really big. That's the first thing I always recommend. And so that's why, I do a lot of meditation, self-hypnosis, try and have a quiet environment, noise-canceling headphones. Like, I just really try to quiet and silence the mind, so that way I can work from what I know is my zone of genius, which is writing and creating content like this. But, sometimes if I'm busy or just, going too much, or I'm not sleeping enough and not doing enough self-care stuff, it's easy for me, even though I've been doing this for a few years, to not have confidence. So trust me, I know where you're at. I've been there myself, and I still experience it at times, that imposter syndrome, right? Am I good enough? And we'll talk about that in a little bit different episode, but this, again, is all about confidence. So first of all, understanding where you're at and constantly evaluating it is so important. And again, you'll find that this will work for a lot of things in your life, not just making money as a writer, but, just understanding, where you're at. And then the second thing is to just get started. And, confidence to me really is competence. Like, if you just don't really have a lot of experience yet, you have to put in the hours. And, this is something I've encountered in my writing business, as a golfer, and even in my old sales jobs. Like when you just get started, that's just kind of part of the process. So I think one is to, again, understand, hey, what's going on upstairs? What am I telling myself? What kind of stories do I have? The second thing is to really have the attitude and the desire to get out there and not be afraid to fail, because you are gonna a little bit in the beginning. I'm not gonna tell you that's gonna be perfect and you're never gonna hear no's and everyone's gonna think your writing is just amazing, because it's just not the case, and we all have a learning curve. So that to me is the second thing, like just understanding that, hey, you know what, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna make some mistakes along the way, but I'm gonna learn from it and I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna keep moving forward. That is huge. If you have that attitude in your freelancing business and in really any area of your life, I promise it will help. So have the attitude of, hey, I'm here to learn. I'm here to not take feedback personally. I'm not going to, get down on myself if I make mistakes. Like that is a huge, huge part of it. So understand, again, that is definitely going to come with the territory. And then the third thing is to, like I said, confidence comes from confidence. It really just comes from putting in the work. I'm not sure if you've ever read the book Outliers with, I believe it was Malcolm Gladwell, where he talks about the 10,000 hour rule. And the 10,000 hour rule basically is, I don't know if it's exact, science or how he got these studies, but basically he found that people who are very, very talented at anything they do, it took them at least 10,000 hours to master their craft. And so I want you to understand that basically, you're not going to be an Olympic athlete tomorrow, right? And the same goes with writing. You're not going to be a $1 million writer tomorrow, or a six-figure writer, or even someone that makes, $10,000 a month tomorrow. Like, it's going to take a little bit of time, and that really comes from owning your skills. And so the biggest thing that I really want to point out here is that you do just need to start. Even if you're going to suck and your brain's going to be like holding you back, it's gonna be okay. Like, just understand that you're gonna get better, but you have to put in the reps. When I first got started with golf, I was so bad, you guys. Like, this is such a perfect example, because it's really the same in my writing career. But like with golf, I was one of the worst golfers, one of the worst players in high school. I barely made the JV team. Really, the only reason I made the team is because the coach liked me and saw some potential. 4 years later, I became really good. And it's not because one magical shift happened and I decided to change. It was because every day for 4 years, I lived at the golf course in high school. I literally just studied the game. I watched the Golf Channel. I was reading books, and I was putting in the work on the golf course. I constantly was doing it. And so the 10,000 hour rule is really, really important to think about when you want to build confidence, because again, you just have to put in the reps. And that's not to say I don't get nervous anymore or anything like that, or I won't lack or worry about confidence, things like that, even on the golf course. That happens. But the same thing happened with writing, but again, it's a lot less. When I first got started as a writer, I was a terrible writer. I want to be very, very, very clear here. If you read my content now and you're like, wow, this is really good, or I really like it, or maybe you don't like it, like, it really doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to share content to help people improve and get better. But when I first got started, guys, like, I was bad. Like, I remember vividly having a guy from high school message me and say, you really should edit your stuff. Like, if you're going to put this out there, like, I can't believe you're doing this. And he probably wasn't wrong, but at least I wasn't afraid to fail. And I was just trying to get stuff out there. I was trying to get the ball rolling. And now I have so much confidence when I pitch new clients because I've done so much. I mean, I publish, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 30,000 words a week. I mean, like, some weeks, I mean, it's just crazy how much I write and how much I've published over the last few years. Thanks for listening to this episode of Inspire Your Success Podcast, the #1 resource to help you make money writing online. If you're the type of person who wants to build a freelance writing business and fast track your success, I wanted to let you know there are a few spots open to enroll in my Freelance to 5K Accelerator coaching program. This program will give you one-on-one access to work together with Zoom calls, weekly check-ins, email support, and instant access to my signature course, Freelance to 5K. This investment in yourself will help you beat overwhelm, land clients, and create a clear plan so that you can reach your freelance writing goals in 2020. Spots are extremely limited, so make sure to act fast by filling out an application and booking a discovery call to learn more about working together. To get started, please visit inspireyoursuccess.com/coach to learn more. Thanks again for being here. That's why I'm so confident, though, is because I've done it for so long. And so even if, not even so long, I mean, I've really only done it for 2 years, but I've done it so much and so frequently. So I would say one big thing is that if you want to speed that 10,000 hour rule up, is to just stay in it. You know, I'm not saying you have to write every single day for 4 hours or anything like that. Like, I totally don't believe in that. Like a lot of writers and authors will tell you, I don't think you need to do that, but I do think you need to put in the reps. Like if you just write every, once a month, you're probably never going to get very good and you're not going to have much confidence, like in all reality, unless you're super gifted and have some sort of talent that maybe I just never had. But here's the thing, is that anyone I talk to that is really good at podcasting or YouTube or writing or is a bestseller or anyone that's good at anything, it's because they put in the work. So that is what I want you to do, is that if you want to build confidence, get out there. Start writing on Medium. Create stuff on, samples for Upwork. Start pitching clients. Like, just try and do not be afraid to fail. I mean, that is one of the biggest things ever, because what is failure anyways? I mean, failure is just something that you decided to call a failure. I mean, instead of it, think of every failure as a learning moment. Think of like, oh, wow, well, I didn't know that was the case. Maybe I'll do something else next time. Like, just try and learn from every single thing you're doing, and really, you're never going to fail. So, again, I can't stress that enough, because I've failed my way to success, and I want that for you as well. So another thing that I would say to help you build confidence is to ask for feedback. And this one's tough. This one's still tough for me, man. Like, I don't know if it's my personality type or what, but sometimes I don't want to hear feedback from editors. And that's not the greatest attribute to have as a freelance writer. But I really try and use the quote from Tim Grover, where he's Michael Jordan's coach, and he talks about it. He says, the only difference between criticism and feedback is how you take it. And so a lot of times I used to take feedback personally, and I would say things like, oh, well, I need feedback, or I have to do all these edits. That means I'm not good. I'm not a good writer, things like that. But like that's a losing mentality. And so I've had to work through that. So I just want you to know, like, I'm not saying I'm better than you or I've figured this all out. Like, I'm constantly learning my lessons as a writer, as an entrepreneur, as a freelancer. So that's a big one for me, though, is to ask for feedback. And even though it could sting at times, you're going to learn a lot faster. So again, the 10,000 hour rule is important, but I don't want you to feel like, hey, like, oh, I can't write for clients until I've published, 10,000 words or 100,000 words or whatever you make up, whatever number you're thinking. Like, that's not the case, but you do have to consistently get yourself out there. You have to figure out your writing style, how you work best, whether it's creating outlines beforehand or editing separate, or, a lot of the other tips and strategies I talk about in my courses and on Medium and everything else. So it is going to be a little bit of just figuring out your process, because everyone's going to be different. But that is some of the biggest things that I've found helped build my confidence. And kind of a bonus tip to build some extra confidence is to write about stuff that you enjoy or like doing or want to learn more about. Because I found that I was I really didn't have much confidence sometimes when I was writing about stuff that I didn't really know that well. I had to do a lot of research, and it took me a lot longer and things like that. So that's one of the many reasons I suggest to anyone in my courses and all my clients is to write about stuff you love. Not only is it going to be easier for you, you're going to be able to write faster, get more clients, make more money, but you're also probably going to have a lot more confidence as well. So again, it just makes it easier for you, and that's what I want, right? I want you to have so much confidence and belief in yourself that when you pitch anyone on Upwork or ProBlogger or cold email or social media, however you're landing clients, I want you to just go in there with so much confidence that they're like, wow, this writer knows what's up. And, clients can tell if you have confidence. I want to be real clear here. So this is why I think it's important to actively build this confidence muscle, because clients can tell if you're desperate, needy, and scared, or if you go in there confident. And trust me, I was there that whole first year. I didn't feel confident. I was still trying to figure it out. I mean, I was again failing a lot, but I was getting clients and consistently building my business. But now when I go into clients, I just tell them like, hey, this is what I can do for you. I've been doing this for 2 years. I have viral hits. I know SEO, and I know this industry. And I go into it with confidence, and they hire me because that's what they want. They want someone that knows what they're doing. So again, confidence isn't going to happen overnight. I wish I could tell you one strategy, one pill, whatever. But at the end of the day, it really does come down from owning your skills, having an open mind, practicing mindfulness, staying self-aware, not like getting down on yourself when you quote unquote fail and all those little things. So again, there's a lot more I'm sure I could talk about with confidence, but these are simple, easy, actionable tips. So if you want to be a great writer and you want to make money online as a freelancer, you have to just put in the work. And again, not be afraid to fail and take some of that feedback, even if it stings a little bit at times. And again, I'm still working through it as well. So hopefully that helps. Again, I want to help you build confidence so you can land clients and get paid to write online. So again, thanks for being here on Writing Wednesday. Again, if you have any questions, please always shoot an email to support@inspireyoursuccess.com, and me or someone on my team will get back to you. And we'll also potentially have some of the questions that you're asking as future episodes, as I'm always trying to create relatable content to what you're feeling and going through right now as a freelancer and as a writer. So thank you again for being here. I'm very grateful for everyone that's been listening. The downloads have just been improving and just keep going up. So thank you again. That means the world to me. I'm glad this is resonating with you. And if you could do me a favor of either leaving a review on iTunes, letting people know, that will really help me, because again, iTunes and Apple Podcasts really value that as a metric. And so I want to get this show in front of more people so more can listen and learn and get these valuable strategies for their own freelancing life. So again, if you could either do that or just share it with someone that you know could really benefit from it, like that would mean the world to me. So again, my goal is to inspire a lot of people to take action on their dreams here in 2020. So thank you again. I appreciate you listening and staying here through Writing Wednesday, and use these tips to start building your confidence as a writer. Again, this is nothing crazy, but I promise these little simple things compounded over time will give you so much confidence you will be ready to go. So thanks again for listening, and as always, I hope you have an epic day.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Inspire Your Success podcast. If you're the kind of person who likes to help others, please leave a positive review on iTunes so more people can learn about the show. Also, if you have any questions about freelancing, I'm here to assist. Please email support@inspireyoursuccess.com, and I may even use your question for a future episode topic. And if you want more inspiration and freelance writing tips to build your business, follow me on Instagram. My username is @IamMichaelLeonard. Finally, if you're ready to learn how to make your first $1,000 as a freelance writer, check out my free 7-day series at inspireyoursuccess.com/1K. Thanks again for listening.